Hi, I'm Andrew. I love sci-fi, and today I'm going to review the latest episode of Strange New Worlds, the Elysian Kingdom. Before I get started, I just want to make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe for more content. I got a lot more coming for you very soon. So let's dive in. Today's episode was incredibly fun, poignant, emotional. I actually can't remember the last time Star Trek made me cry. Star Trek made me cry today. The episodic format still sticks, but we're still seeing some character storylines serialized throughout the show, which honestly makes sense for Star Trek because Star Trek has been doing that ever since the original series, so this is nothing new. This week we get to follow M'Benga and his journey to see his daughter cured. As a father of 3 kids, this resonates with me, especially since one of my children has some medical conditions of her own. This episode was filled with fun, with hijinks, amazing character situations, amazing acting from all of the principal cast. It was an excellent role for Ortegas. I think it was great to see Ortegas in a real supporting role, even though it wasn't her. I think this was a great opportunity for the actress. And we got more Hemmer. Oh my goodness, did we get Hemmer. Hemmer has been missing for a while, and he really delivered. I think this was a great M'Benga and Hemmer episode, as we got to see the only 2 crew members unaffected by this entire situation with the nebula really work together out of their elements in order to figure this puzzle out and free the rest of the crew. La'an as this dainty princess, oh my goodness, for such a hard ass. It was nice to see her so melodramatic, over the top, completely funny, and just she threw herself into that role. Even Una and Spock and Uhura had unique roles, each one with a part of the story to play. And I love that this story didn't rely on the principal cast. And it really brought M'Benga and Hemmer, who have been background characters more or less until this point, it brought them into fruition. And I love the fact that Hemmer, as he was figuring out that M'Benga really was doing something with that transporter several episodes ago, he didn't hold it against M'Benga at all. In fact, Hemmer stepped up, not to be the hard ass we've seen him at, but he was very sympathetic, very helpful, and even resourceful in this episode. It was really great to see Hemmer come alive in this. The true hero of the story is M'Benga. I mentioned earlier that this episode made me cry, and here's why. M'Benga took to the stars to find a cure for his daughter. His wife is long dead. All that remains is his baby girl, and the only thing he wants to do is save her, and the answer is somewhere out there in space. And we see the sacrifice and the time that he's put into not just continuing to invest emotionally into his daughter during her rough cycles, but also just continuing to work on that cure. And thankfully, Una is very supportive. I love Una as a first officer. She sees the best in all the crew. She inspires the best out of them, and I'm so thankful to see that. And as we go through, we see M'Benga trying to figure everything out, and then when he realizes that it's not about him, it is about his daughter, the nebula found Rukia in the computer system, pulled her out, and allowed her to watch her dad go through the story, the version of the story that she always wanted to see. And that was just absolutely incredible. And then at the very end, when M'Benga is faced with Sophie's choice, and I think it was bold of him to present the options to his daughter. Either she could stay and be without her father forever, move on her own, and live a normal life, or this enhanced life, as it was put, or she could continue to remain with the ship and still get sick and maybe find a cure one day and die. And it's heartbreaking as a father. I mean, knowing that in a few years, my firstborn will be leaving the house and going out on her own, and my other children will follow soon thereafter. And you want to know that when that child leaves, that you've given them everything they need for success, everything they need to have a better life, but also knowing that from the moment they walk out that door, every choice is on their own. And here is M'Benga forced to give her up early. We don't know how long Rukia has been in the transporter. We don't know how long she's been like this. I mean, it could have been years. She could have been trapped as a preteen child for years. and to suddenly be able to explore the universe and explore outside the transporter, the sickbay transporter. It's definitely a very amazing choice. And I know when she made it, it wasn't because she hated her father or the choices that he had made. When she embraced him and said, "I love you, Dad," after everything, after all the sacrifice, I mean, it had me in tears. It was just so poignant, so personal, and so deeply connected with me. And it's just absolutely, it's amazing. That's the only word I can come up with, is that it really was amazing to see Mbenga not just go through that, but to give the choice to his daughter, and then the choice that she made, and then he immediately got to see the consequence of that choice, and he got to see Rukia happy. Rukia live a full life, and she came back just to say, "I love you and thank you, Dad, and I'll see you again. It's not over." And I think that's one of the most beautiful parts. I think it's probably one of the most beautiful things I've seen in Star Trek in a very long time. And oh goodness, I'm crying. I'm not editing any of this out. You get to see the tears and everything. But it was incredible. And I know I stopped rating these episodes a long time ago, and I think it's incredible. The first season of every show, every Star Trek show, especially after the original series, is known for its rockiness. TNG was rocky, DS9 was rocky, Voyager was rocky, Enterprise had its moments, Discovery was really rocky in the first season, Picard also rocky, Lower Decks had some standouts, but Strange New Worlds right here, I feel like every episode is just knocking it out of the park, more or less. And I think, this has been the most consistent Star Trek has ever been. It's really raising the bar for these last 2 episodes to come. We got 2 more weeks of this, 2 more reviews, and then that's it for Strange New Worlds until whenever the next season is ready for us to consume. But anyway, thank you, Star Trek, for that. I think this episode was timely for me as a person with everything I've been going through and wondering, am I making the right choices? And seeing the love and the support Mbenga received from his crewmates, knowing that even though he was by himself, he wasn't ever alone. And, he's now free from this burden. He can actually pursue a normal life. So I'm interested to see what that's going to look like for Mbenga. I think it's going to be a completely new and wonderful thing for him. I can't wait to see what happens with the character in episodes to come. And I'm glad the crew's back to themselves. And I still feel like even in these off-character moments, I still think we learned a few things about each character. It was really a stand-up play for Ortegas. I want to see more of Ortegas in the episodes to come. And that's all I have for today. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for putting up with me as I broke down in front of you on camera. But if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. I have plans for new content to come at you very, very soon. I just have to get some time to work on all that. And I'm getting there. Thank you all for being patient. Until next week, live long and prosper.